Welcome to the Leadership in Law podcast with host Marilyn Jenkins. Cut through the noise, get actionable insights and inspiring stories delivered straight to your ears. Your ultimate podcast for navigating the ever-changing world of law firm ownership. In each episode, we dive deep into the critical topics that matter most to you, from unlocking explosive growth to building a thriving team. We connect you with successful firm leaders and industry experts who share their proven strategies and hard-won wisdom. So, whether you're a seasoned leader or just starting your journey as a law firm owner, the Leadership in Law podcast is here to equip you with the knowledge and tools you need to build a successful and fulfilling legal practice.
Welcome to another episode of the Leadership in Law podcast. I'm your host, Marilyn Jenkins. Please join me in welcoming my guest, Peterson Tavil, to the show today. Peterson is a licensed attorney in the state of Florida. He graduated magna cum laude from the Inter-American University of Puerto Rico School of Law in 2019. He studied Roman law and international law from the University of Oxford in 2018. He obtained both his bachelor in legal studies and specialization in criminal law and individual liberties in 2013, and a master in criminal justice from the University of Central Florida in 2021. After passing the bar, Mr. Tavil worked as a prosecutor for the Ninth Judicial Circuit of Florida, where he handled misdemeanor, juvenile, and felony cases. Currently, he's a staff counsel for Geico General Insurance Company, where he handles personal injury protection suits against Geico. I'm excited to have you here, Peterson. Welcome.
Welcome, Marilyn. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for your time today. Tell us a bit about how you got started. I mean, that's a great list of places that you studied and graduated from.
Yeah, so after I left Haiti in 2009, I wanted to come to the United States to pursue my education. And my family is big on education. Everybody have to go to school. That's pretty much like my family motto. And so when I came, my mom told me, you don't have to go to work, but you have to go to school. At that age, I was 22. At that time, I was 22. So I took the time to go back to school and learn English. And at that moment, I didn't speak English. I went to Orlando Tech, where I learned English for a year, then started college at Valencia College. Study for about 2 years, then go to UCF and earn my bachelor in legal studies and a specialization in criminal law and individual liberties. I also did a minor in criminal justice. Then start mingling with people. I knew I wanted to be a lawyer because of my background in Haiti, seeing how lawyers take advantage of other people and also how people cannot get access to justice. I wanted to do that. And that's kind of like the reason why I love criminal law, because I always see it on that side. And yeah, that's pretty much how I started. It started, and after getting my bachelor's, took the LSAT, didn't score high enough, and I took it again, and I ended up in Puerto Rico, where I studied law,
Oh,
and here
wow.
I am right
Okay.
now.
Fantastic. So you wanted to become a lawyer to make a difference. I love that.
Exactly. And
And
that's always been my passion, is making a difference in the community, help people.
fantastic. I love that too. Yeah, I talked to a lot of attorneys that something that happened in their childhood made them want to be attorneys as an adult. So that's inspiring. I love to hear that. Um, we talked a little bit about you. You know, you studied English before you went to law school. Have you found any difficulty with having a strong accent and being in the law profession?
Yes, I have found a lot, and the first obstacles that I faced were from my own people, my Haitian people. And I remember
Really?
one time I was playing soccer. Yeah, and after playing soccer, we all sat down and talking about our goals in the United States, because we were all newcomers. And I stated that I want to be a lawyer. And one of my fellow Haitian men told me, people who speak English cannot be lawyers, and you think you can be lawyers. So that shocked me, but it never left my mind because I wanted to use that as a motivator so that I can keep pushing. And after I become a lawyer, I faced not even become, let me backtrack a little bit. When I was in law school, I also faced, a bit of discrimination too based on my accent. And some people misjudge me because my accent. And some people think that if you don't speak English, you're probably sometimes stupid and they don't understand. Language is just a way of communicating with people. It's just a vehicle to communicate. It's nothing
Mhm.
more. Yes, somebody can make it,
in music to make a living, but basically it's to communicate with people. And so because I have the accent and sometimes it's difficult some words to it's difficult for me to pronounce some words. And because of that, people think, "Maybe you're stupid. And
Mhm.
I never let that put me down. I use it as a strength because when people say I cannot do something, I try to do it. Not to prove the
Right.
person is wrong, but to better myself. And fast forward to me having my first job, it wasn't openly, let me let me explain it. It wasn't really openly discrimination, but it's kind of subtle discrimination where you kind of like you see how the person treat you and speak
Mm.
down to you, but not openly. And at this era, when if you're black, people tend to not say things to you because they think that, oh, if they say that, they're probably gonna get in trouble. So they don't really say things out loud, but the action, the treatment that I
Right.
receive sometimes make me feel not welcome
Mhm.
in certain setting. So because of that, I tend to try to better myself and work on myself. And I will say that it's been like I face that everywhere I go. And now
Mhm.
by the way, I left Geico and I have my own firm right now, which is Tavil Law. I'm I'm doing good. So it's it's better because I
Well,
have somebody to really look down on me or treat me certain way. And yeah,
congratulations on opening your own firm. That's great.
thank you.
But going back to your point about people kind of thinking that maybe you're not as smart because you don't have a full grasp of the language, I find having done travel and lived in other countries, that's universal, right? Yes, language is how we communicate with each other, but I find that it's the same in every country. If you don't speak their local language, they don't. Well, some not. I can't do it with a broad brushstroke, but it does happen. They just kind of you know talk very simply to you or don't have big expectations. But I do love that you took those criticisms in the beginning as challenges and you rose above those. Talk a little bit about, so you're no longer in the corporate environment. You started your own firm. What did you learn in the corporate environment that helped you prepare for and then move out and become your own firm?
So the first thing I learned is that you're just a piece of the puzzle.
Mm.
And if you are not there anymore, yes, you will be missed, but there will be another piece that will replace you. Therefore, you're
That's
not
true.
as valuable as you think you might be. For example, I remember I started at Geico December 2021, and I left Geico September of this year. That's about a little bit over 3 years. No, yeah, a little bit under 3 years. So when I left when I left Geico, I didn't receive even a thank you for being part
Mhm.
of the team. So it's it really taught me that if you don't do for yourself, nobody will do for you. And growing up, my mom always teach us we have to do for ourselves, not let people do for us. So she raised us in a way that we are independent. And my dad do
Mhm.
so as well. It just we have to create our own opportunity. And because of that, I was able to since I become a lawyer, I start preparing for today. It's just connection, meet people, and learn the work that I'm doing so that today I can manage my own firm. And that's the way I was able to do it. It's by learning what I'm doing and also preparing myself for today.
So your parents helped you and mold your leadership ability, basically.
Yes.
Would you agree with that? Yes. And
Yes.
then, so when you were working in corporate, I think good leaders, when they are in a corporate environment, realize that that's not where they're happiest. And I think it's eye opening whenever you realize that you are a piece of the puzzle. Having a job you can be replaced and they're not going to remember you in 2 weeks, right? It's someone else is doing it. They
Exactly.
moved on.
Exactly.
So that's exciting. So are you doing a criminal law firm right now?
Now I do criminal defense, I do DUI, and I do insurance defense. No, not insurance
Okay.
defense. I do plenty of work, sorry.
Okay, great. And where is your new firm?
Is in on Kirkman, 485 South Kirkman Road, Suite 203, Orlando, Florida, 32811.
Fantastic. Fantastic. We'll definitely put a link to that or address in the show notes. So do
Thank
you
you.
have any advice for the upcoming attorneys that have strong accents? What would you advise them to process through?
So the first thing I will tell them is to believe in themselves because nobody will believe in you if you don't. You have to know that while you're learning English, you have to accomplish what you want to accomplish because pause everything to learn English will not get you anywhere. And you have to learn it in the process of getting where you want to go. And I remember I started college, I didn't really understand fully what my professors were teaching me. I had to spend
Okay.
extra hour. I had to spend extra hours learning because I couldn't really understand everything and couldn't really grasp everything. But if somebody you feel like you have a strong accent, you're just new to this country, just focus on yourself. Don't focus on other people. And one of the things that worked for me is that I was able to turn off the negativity and turn on the
Okay.
positivity. When people tell me, "Hey, you cannot speak English," I don't let that put me down. I use
Mhm.
it as a vehicle to get me where I want to go because I'm like, okay, I review myself and tell myself, yeah, you don't really speak English well for real. So what I do is just make sure that I get on, take my books, read newspapers, and read whatever I can or watch shows, anything that can help me to be a better English speaker. So
Mhm.
yes, I understand the person might mean harm, but I dissect that, remove the negativity, and take the positivity from it. And that's the best way I think somebody can, be a better person. It's just trying to
Mhm.
focus on the positivity. And mostly for us who have strong accent, we cannot let everything bother us. If we do, we're gonna get discouraged and give up. We have to keep pushing and focus on positivity and keep moving, never give up.
I love that. I love that. You're absolutely right. So now that you have your own firm in Orlando, are you doing, what type of marketing are you doing? Are you marketing to your nationality or are you marketing to the area in general for the criminal?
So I market in general because I don't limit myself. As a lawyer, I don't limit myself. And I'm not working for only the Haitian people. I'm working for everyone who's in this country. So whether Spanish, American, white American, black American, Haitian, Asian, wherever you are, because what matters is just me helping
Mhm.
represent
And I
wherever
asked
you
that
are.
question because, yeah, and I asked that question because of some, especially like when you look at immigration, some attorneys will actually market to a specific section of the community because they have that, the language there that's very helpful and it's easier, to get maybe underrepresented people. So that's why I asked that question. So that's very exciting. I'm excited for where you are as far as starting your new firm and all the experience you have and that you're inspiring and bringing up, the leadership, and I hope your firm grows and that you can continue to outreach and be an inspiration for new attorneys coming into the country.
Thank you.
It's been wonderful talking to you. I know the listeners may want to reach out to you or follow you online. So where can people reach you?
Yeah, so I have Instagram at the Haitian Esquire. They can follow me, and Facebook Peterson Wash, and I have Twitter's Peterson Tavil. Yeah, that's the only. I'm not a big social media person. I need to get in social media so I can promote the firm, but I'm not a big one. So yeah, if they follow me on Instagram at the Haitian Esquire and Facebook Peterson Wash and LinkedIn Peterson Tavil.
Okay, perfect. I'll make sure that those links are in the show notes as well. And again, thank you for your time today. This has been great, and I wish you great luck.
Thank you, Marilyn. It was a pleasure.
Thanks for joining me today for this episode. As we wrap up, I'd love for you to do two things. First, subscribe to this podcast so you don't miss an episode. And if you find value here, I'd love it if you would rate it and review it. That really does make a difference in helping other people to discover this podcast. Second, you can connect with me on LinkedIn to keep up with what I'm currently learning and thinking about. And if you're ready to take the next step with a digital strategist to help you grow your law firm, I'd be honored to help you. Just go to lawmarketingzone.com to book a call with me. Stay tuned for our next episode next week. Until then, as always, thanks for listening to Leadership in Law Podcast, and be sure to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts so you don't miss the next episode.
Thanks for joining us on another episode of the Leadership in Law Podcast. Remember, you're not alone on this journey. There's a whole community of law firm owners out there facing similar challenges and striving for the same success. Head over to our website at lawmarketingzone.com. From there, connect with other listeners, access valuable resources, and stay up to date on the latest episodes. Don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review on your favorite podcast platform. Until next time, keep leading with vision and keep growing your firm.